So first, I wanted to thank the Hall of Fame committee for putting this together. I think this has been awesome, seeing people from 4 or 5 different decades come together. I also wanted to congratulate everybody in the 2023 class that's been inducted here. I graduated from this school. I've since moved away. I don't give back as much as I should or as much as I want to, but I was really, really excited to be here for this weekend. I got a chance to bring my wife down, who didn't grow up in the area, and show her the culture that is in Sauk Rapids, the people that make this place what it is. It's special. This doesn't exist everywhere. Every other high school isn't like this. The support from the community, I think, is awesome. It's one of the things that I wanted my wife to see the most, and this has been great. When I got the call that the 97 team was getting inducted, it was a relief. I don't remember my parents not being coaches. I don't remember my mom ever not being a head coach of the gymnastics team. And my entire life, I had different girls come through these different teams that you would get to know, and they would almost be like sisters while they were there. And then they go off and they live their life again. And sometimes it's hard to keep track of when was this person on this class, when was this person on this team. But this 97 team, I think when my mom called me, I could have named almost everybody on the roster. This team was dominant. This is the team that I remember when I look back growing up, parent or the kid of coaches. This is the team that I remember. This team was so close. They were a family, and they all were. Every class that was under my mom, these were incorporated into our family. And to see them get the recognition that they deserve after so long is so cool. And I'm so excited that we're here today. This is just one team that my mom coached, but I'm finally glad that she's getting the recognition for it because I remember the sacrifices that she made as a coach. I remember the late nights, the early mornings, the weekends, the time away from the family, the time where the family all went with to the gym. I'm sure my mom has told some people, when I was born, I went from the hospital to the gym because there was practice. And to see other people come together to celebrate and appreciate that type of dedication that the people on this list and the people on this team have shown through their sport and their craft is awesome. And I'm very excited to introduce my mom, who's going to tell more about the team because she was closer and I was 8. So without further ado, the head coach of the 97 gymnastics team and my mom, Christy.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for this recognition for these lovely athletes, these ladies, this family. They're certainly unique people, and this situation was just unique, and I want to explain why. So, and also, thank you, Joel and Colleen, for coming. Assistant coaches, family, we coached as a union. This wasn't a hierarchy thing. This was it takes a village thing. We knew when we had this group of people come in from all different situations that we knew we had incredible talent. And if we screwed it up, it was kind of on us because we had to drive these uniquely talented people to a vision that we saw. And the reason that that vision was different is gymnastics is an individual sport. So when you come in and you're a gymnast, you're just doing everything for yourself. It's, you know, your sport counts for you. But when they came to the high school, we were like, yeah, that's great, but we see that we can do this. And they're like, well, okay, you know, because they're young. And I'm like, yeah, your individual sport really, really matters towards building this goal for our group of people. And when they understood that the team goal was our most important thing, and their individual accomplishments will come as you go, because it's all building towards the team goal. And they bought into it, and they had fun. And our biggest concern was keeping them safe and not coming to this, if we made the state tournament, with a bunch of broken kids, because you see that every year. So we just tried to keep them happy, healthy, you know, and as a family. The problem on our team was that our junior varsity, I think, beat every varsity that we went against. We were so strong in depth that our junior varsity scored nearly 140 points. And that would have killed everybody else's varsity. So to be on our junior varsity was kind of a curse, because there's only 5 people that can compete per event. So that makes their window really small. But we kept our group as one. Every person mattered. Every person was part of the big overall picture. That was the most important thing, was keeping them as a unit and understanding that everybody mattered equally. One unique individual that did come into play was Nicole Maiers. Nicole came in, and she came from a club environment, and she was one of the ones that didn't really understand everything is different when you go from a club to a high school. So the rules are different, the environment's different. But like these other ones that came in, they had a little more chance because we had them for the summer beforehand to, like, this is the picture, and she's like, this is different, and I'm like, you have to understand the rules are different, we're going to do this, and it's all towards the common goal. And she went on to win the state all-around and floor championship, right? Most people remember those things. Yeah. But anyway, so she went on to come in for that year and help us as well. So all of these people are equally important. I'm going to read all of their names. I'm sorry if I pronounce them wrong. You all know me and know that I probably will do that. So just go with it, and thank you for understanding. So as I read you off, I don't know if you're going to come up. Yes, you're coming up because they said so, and they're at the table that makes these decisions. Okay. Also, wanted to say one special thank you. Bill Nielsen. I have 100 million intense stories to talk about, but Bill had no idea anything about gymnastics. And that was great for us, because we knew what we wanted, and we knew we probably wouldn't get it, but we kind of asked for the boon, and we always got it. He always gave us everything we needed to succeed. He gave us the best opportunities that he could provide for us. And by the way, when we first set up, we were at Hillside in that gym and on the stage. So this is a minute ago. So, but as the buildings progressed and stuff, he moved us in and gave us the best opportunities we could, the best buses when we could have them, the best hotel accommodations that we could get. Really, Bill, you made it just perfect for us, and we really were grateful for that all along. Thank you. All right, ladies, we're ready. So, Greta Bauer. was our manager. Everything. She's my name. And then Joel and Colleen.
choreography, and at the same time, oh yeah, I was bringing the floor down from the stage, because we literally floor onto the gym floor, like foam. We didn't have a spring floor at the time. We had to roll out the foam onto the gym floor and the carpet over it so that we could practice on the floor. So the fact that we did all of those things together to make this team come together is a lot of what I remember. We built this team, and Joel, Colleen, and Christy helped us to build the relationships that we have, and I wanted to share that with everyone.
I have a unique perspective having had a whole different experience of gymnastics before I got to high school gymnastics. And that part was great. I had some Eastern European kind of Iron Curtain coaches. And a lot of us did, the club gymnasts I came into high school. So that was good, and it made us good athletes. But what I learned that one year was remarkable. We learned about team, and my pastor shared a sermon that sometime last year it really stuck with me, and I was able to share it with some young athletes at our local Orno school. But he shared that he was talking about Scotty Scheffler, the golfer who won the Masters. And when he was interviewed afterwards, he said, "The reason why I play golf is I'm trying to glorify God in all that He's done in my life. My identity isn't a golf score." So that's what I learned, but I didn't realize I learned it, and I was able to talk to these kids and be like, hey, it's one thing to be able to do all the skills and to win. It's another thing to learn how to show up and be there for your teammates and learn the character that these coaches taught us. And I am forever grateful for that. So thank you for the opportunity to allow us to come together again. It's so special for me and us all.